that an anti-Islamic hate group might be doing damage to Germany's warm and fuzzy image, Foreign Minister Frank-Walter Steinmeier said of a group called Pegida that scrutiny by the world makes it all the more important that we say clearly and strongly that Pegida does not speak in Germany's name. Pegida is an anagram of German words which translate as patriotic Europeans against the Islamization of the West. The group recently held a demonstration in Dresden which drew 17,000 supporters, roughly 0.3% of the city's population. This number represents a decline from a previous Dresden rally the same month which drew 25,000 supporters. Pegida has been growing in numbers rapidly. However, the earlier rally on January 12th may have gotten a boost from the attacks on Charlie Hebdo in Paris. Or perhaps the numbers are on the decline following a Facebook posting by the group's founder, Lutz Bachmann, in which he appeared wearing a Hitler mustache and hairstyle in a post populated by anti-Muslim invective and racial slurs. 5,000 people turned out to counter-protest against Pegida, said Steinmeier. In Germany, the damage that Pegida's xenophobic and racist slogans and posters have already done is underestimated. On January 27th, the conservative blog Breitbart published a story entitled Islamic Tribunal Confirmed in Texas. Attorney claims it's voluntary. The article by contributor Bob Price, who refers to himself as Breitbart Texas, focuses on an Islamic nonprofit organization established in the state to arbitrate intrafaith disputes. Price quotes Dr. Taher El-Badawi, a member of the arbitration committee, who explained that one reason participants might avail themselves of the tribunal is to obtain a talik, or Islamic dissolution of marriage. Said El-Badawi, while participation in the tribunal is voluntary, a married couple cannot be considered divorced by the Islamic community unless it is granted by the tribunal. The article then notes that El-Badawi compares the procedure to the Catholic practice of obtaining an annulment, a legally unnecessary procedure, but one which is required for Catholics who wish their divorce to be sanctioned by the Church. This practice is also common among other religious groups. For example, last year, the Infidel reported on the practice of a Jewish divorce known as get. The Breitbart story was then picked up and picked over by the ultra-conservative website westernjournalism.com, who repeated cherry-picked snippets, leaving out critical information and giving the impression that sharia law was actively superseding state and federal law in the state of Texas. Within hours, the story, based on the story, had been shared thousands of times on Facebook and on Twitter. Later that afternoon, a page debunking the hysteria over Sharia law in Texas appeared on Snopes.com, a site known for discrediting urban legends. In a recent opinion blog about the failure of the U.S. school voucher program published on the website for MSNBC, Zach Coplin, a 19-year-old student at Rice University in Houston, Texas, noted the following. Advocates for vouchers argue that private schools and more competition would offer a better education for American students. He then went on to list several U.S. schools that openly teach biblical creationism in their science courses, many of them teaching from such anti-science curriculums as the Bob Jones University Science Curriculum, the Becca Curriculum, which is also used by many Christian homeschoolers, and even the website run by Ken Ham, Answers in Genesis. His list of creationist voucher schools currently mentions 310 such schools in only the 9 states and the District of Columbia where he has focused his research. His conclusion: schools that teach creationism and do not meet basic science standards will fail our students and do not deserve taxpayer funding. After a call for more Americans to speak out, his final thoughts on the matter were as follows. As Americans, we must do the right thing and teach our students evidence-based science.